Hey Lash babes, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Yoyis, and on my channel I dedicate my time to teach you guys everything you need to know about lash extensions and how to be a successful lash artist. So in today's video, most of you guys are watching this video because you are either a beginner or you just need a little more guidance. So if you are a struggling or an aspiring beginner lash artist, then this video is for you. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the things you should not be doing as a beginner lash artist. I have a previous video that is really old, so if you want, pause this video and go check that one out. I do give similar tips, but most of those are just like techniques and little things that you probably should not be doing. This one is going to be a little more comprehensive and more straight to the point. I do have 15 tips for you guys today, and I am excited, so let's get into it. Okay, so first things first is you should never ever, and I'm saying this from not from experience, but because I want the best for you guys, you should never skip proper training, especially as a beginner. Okay, so if you're trying to do this whole journey being self-taught, looking at YouTube videos, which I do a lot of YouTube videos, you can find excellent educators here on YouTube, and even like on TikTok and Instagram, you can find a lot of free education. But I'm telling you guys, you do not want to go this route where you feel like you need to learn, or you think that you can learn everything on your own. It's actually going to make your job a lot harder, and it's going to be so hard on you. So it's in your best interest to avoid starting off without proper training and certification. You at least want to look maybe online or even in person and get yourself the right education, because it is already hard enough trying to be a beginner lash artist and think that you can do it on your own. And even me, I paid thousands of dollars for my beginner training, and I'm telling you, it was still hard. I walked out of there still not knowing anything, and I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot harder if you think that you can try to do it on your own, because you're going to be trying to piece together everything and then feel a little more overwhelmed. Where you have an educator taking you step by step of what is the curls, the diameters, the placement, direction, everything, styling, all that will make your job so much easier when you have somebody telling you step by step, compared to you being like, oh, what's a classic? And then you try to learn how to do classics. Oh, how should I even be placing it? And then you try to figure it out. And then not knowing the difference between hybrid volume, mega volume, wispy, wet sets, like all of this, it's a lot. You know, it's not just about placing an extension. It's about taking the right training to get your foot in the door the correct way. So please do yourself a favor. Do not try to do this on your own, and seek guidance. That way your journey is a lot more smoother. So tip number 2 is avoid using cheap products and use proper tools. What I mean by that is try not to go on Amazon. Try not to go for the cheapest, more affordable product, because I can guarantee you it's actually gonna make your job a lot harder than what it is. If you are struggling to pick up lashes, if your clients are complaining about irritation from the fumes of the glue, it's probably because of the tools that you're using, the adhesive you're using. It's really bad quality. So if you are somebody that is struggling picking up lashes, or even knowing what the correct or the kind of brands you should be using. But if you are the lash artist who maybe doesn't have that much money to pour into products, because I get it, it is pretty pricey. Tip number 3 is overloading lashes. The thing about this industry, and especially when you see a lot of content out there, especially like on Instagram or TikTok, it's so easy to get confused on what is the right amount of lashes you should be putting on somebody, and it all comes down to your client's natural lashes. It's going to be different on everybody. But if you're the kind of person who is seeing artists make big ginormous fans and you think that is the correct way of doing it, so you started doing ginormous fans, then I'm here to tell you that is not it. You're going to cause a lot of damage. So to save you the trouble, I recommend for you to take at least an online volume maker volume course and understand the difference between the weights, the size of the fans, all that good stuff. Because if you avoid that, then you're probably going to cause damage, and then your clients are not going to love you for that, because we don't want to be known as a lash artist who damages lashes, because we are overloading your clients' lashes. That is a big no-no. We should not be doing that, okay? So just because you see people doing ginormous fans on Instagram and TikTok does not mean that's correct. Just be aware of that, okay? So tip number 4, and this is something that I was not taught to do, so I did not do it for a very long time until I'm like, wait a minute, why am I not doing this? So ignoring client consultation. This is a big no-no. You want to be making sure that you sit down with your client, especially if it's their first initial appointment with you. You want to get a thorough consultation. You want to do a face analysis. You want to look at their eyes and figure out the best kind of styling to suit them. If you weren't taught this and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then I have a huge announcement to make. I'm actually getting ready to drop my new online styling masterclass, and this will teach you how to look at somebody and know exactly what to give them, especially those clients who do not know what they want. And being able to style a client according to their features is going to level your artistry and help you stand out. So you want to make sure that you are ahead of the game, and being able to style your client according to the features is the best thing you can do for yourself as an artist. So I am getting ready to drop that course very, very soon. So this plays into the consultation portion of why it's so important to do this. If you're not doing it, I recommend for you to start implementing it, because not only do you want to analyze your clients for their features and give them the best style that suits them, but you also want to make sure if they take any medications, do they have any sensitivities or allergies? And this will just help you understand your client on a deeper level. Say your client does have sensitive eyes, but then you didn't ask them, nor did you do the consultation. So if they end up getting a reaction, it's all because you failed to do the consultation. So by doing this, it kind of just makes your job a lot easier in understanding your clients, okay? This also just helps you understand their preference. Say they are more of a glam girl who normally wears strip lashes and like a dramatic look. This will help you understand, okay, they don't know the type of styles there are, but they want something voluminous and mega, right? Maybe you have a client who does not wear lashes. Maybe she's a stay-at-home mom, doesn't have time for herself, but she wants a little something to make her feel beautiful. Then maybe more of a natural style will please her better. So again, consultation is super important. You do not want to start placing lashes without at least having this in mind or doing this beforehand. Tip number 5 is poor adhesive application. I recommend for you guys to take a training. That way you understand how much glue you need to be using. You need to understand adhesive. First of all, as a beginner, it's easy to blame the products you are using and think that the products is what's giving you bad retention, but without you taking the proper knowledge and understanding, or taking the proper training to understand the products you're using. So do not be quick to blame the products or blame the adhesive for why your retention is bad. If this is something you guys are struggling with, I do have an online retention masterclass. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because you're probably blaming your adhesive for why you have bad retention. But understanding your adhesive will make a lot more sense of why it's important to use the right amount of glue, how to properly take your adhesive, that way it's working its best. So avoid improper adhesive application. Using too much glue is not good, okay? You may think that using more glue will actually help those lashes last better, but if anything, you're going to end up causing more irritation, and most likely it is one of the biggest reasons why you are getting stickies if you are using a lot of glue. That is a big no-no. We want to avoid using too much adhesive, okay? And the last thing we want is to cause discomfort to our clients. Tip number 6 is neglecting lash hygiene. So avoid neglecting proper lash hygiene practices, such as like sanitizing your tools and cleaning your workspace. Not only that, you want to make sure that you are well kept. You do not want to be all, maybe you didn't put deodorant that day or brush your teeth. You're a smoker. I don't know what it is, but you need to make sure that you are taken care of. That way your client doesn't feel grossed out, maybe by you or your workspace, okay? Your tools need to be clean. You should not be using dirty tools on your clients, okay? If you use those tools on somebody, you need to make sure that you are properly sanitizing those tweezers. That way they are safe to use on somebody else. That is the biggest reason why I recommend for you guys to have multiple tweezers, multiple tools. That way you can use one for somebody and then the next one for your next client. And especially if you only have one set of tweezers, but then somehow you end up dropping them during your appointment and then you pick it up and reuse those tweezers, keep working on your client with those same tweezers, that is a big no. That is rule number one. And those are things that they teach you in beauty school. So I know most of you guys are not licensed. That is why I'm doing this video, because I'm trying to help you guys understand that these are things that we are taught in beauty school. Sanitation is the most important thing, because you do not want to end up giving somebody an infection, especially around the eyes, because our eyes are so sensitive. So again, neglecting lash hygiene is a big no-no. You want to make sure you are on top of that. Have multiple tweezers if that's the case, but always sanitize them properly. If you do not know, in my beginner classic course, I do talk all about sanitation and hygiene and all that, how to properly take care of your tools. So tip number 7 is ignoring client comfort. This right here is the most important, because we want to make sure that our clients are comfortable throughout the whole duration of our appointment. So if you are taking 3 to 4 hours, imagine your client lying down on a hard surface. They're tossing and turning, they can't sit still. Imagine that's not only does it hurt them, but it also slows you down. So I recommend for you guys to have a pad. And if you have a recliner, then I recommend for you guys to at least have like a pillow underneath your clients to lift them up. Not only do you want your client comfortable, but you need to be comfortable as well. So client comfort comes first. You have no idea how many people have hit me up or I've had clients come to me because they did not want to be with their lash artist no longer because they were so uncomfortable getting their lashes done. It's already hard enough for a lot of people to sit or lay down for long periods of time, but then you expect them to be okay with no mattress, no pillow, no support on their back. It's not okay. We need to make sure they are comfortable, they're good to go. That way they fall asleep. By the time they wake up, you're done with their set and they wake up looking pretty. So client comfort comes first, okay? I do have my Amazon storefront linked down below, where I do have my mattress, my pillows, blankets, all that fun stuff on what I use to keep my bed nice and comfy for my clients. If you guys would like to see an updated video on my lash bed is actually a customized bed, but I do have mattress and all that fun stuff that makes my bed comfortable. I do have a video here, but it's a lot older, so if you guys would like me to do an updated one, I will definitely do that for you guys. Okay, so I had to close my blinds because I was getting blinded by the sun. So tip number 8, I think, is the most important tip. I've done a video or two here on my channel talking about this particular subject, but just for this video, I'm going to do a quick little run through, okay? Tip number 8 is rushing the application. You do not want to rush it, okay? So what if you're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 hours, okay? You're a beginner lash artist. You're going to make mistakes. Doing lashes is not easy and it's a lot of work. So imagine trying to isolate with one hand. Most of us don't know how to use this hand, okay? So we're sitting here trying to isolate. Not only that, pick up lashes or make fans and then place it, okay? Placing alone, most of you guys are going to experience feeling cross-eyed, like you cannot see that lash to save your life. I get it. I've been through all that. And I'm telling you that rushing it or your time does not matter as long as you are doing beautiful work, okay? So quality over quantity. Do not get caught up with so-and-so is telling you that you need to do it in an hour or you're a bad lash artist. I'm 5 years in and I still take about 2 to 3 hours. And that is me lashing 100%. I know that when I lash 100%, it gives my clients a better chance for them to have amazing, incredible retention. So if you're somebody who's only lashing 50%, but then you're wondering why you're having bad retention, it is probably because you're too busy rushing the work and you're caring more about your time than actually giving your clients what they are asking for, okay? So just take a step back, don't rush it, Believe in yourself, and if it takes you 4, 5, 6 hours, then you are doing fine, okay? It's part of the journey, and you need to learn. Your speed will improve over time, okay? Your speed doesn't get better overnight, it gets better over time. So you got this. So tip number 9 is neglecting aftercare instructions. This is something that's very touchy for a lot of lash artists, especially if you're a beginner lash artist. Maybe you have not taken a training and you don't understand the importance of teaching your clients how to properly take care of them, or maybe you just weren't taught in your training. I recommend for you guys to understand why aftercare is so super important. If you guys want me to do a full depth video all about this, I can definitely do that for you guys. But usually what I like to do is right after my appointment, I will walk my client and talk about aftercare. What I actually like to do is to avoid my client from telling me, no, I don't have money. No, I'm okay. I'll get something from Amazon. The best way I can give my client an aftercare kit is to actually include it in my price altogether. So a full set for me also includes aftercare in it. And for a lot of people that might seem like, well, then that's taking money away from me. But no, if you actually price yourself correctly, then you will have to avoid the whole, hey, do you want to buy a lash shampoo? And then they tell you no, knowing well that it's actually going to benefit them if they wash their lashes every day. So yes, educating your clients on aftercare is super important, and making sure that not only you sell or give it to them is super important. So if you have not done this with your clients, but then you're wondering why those lashes are not lasting, it can be a mixture of a lot of things. But what I actually think that is missing in that whole picture is aftercare. So if you want to maximize your retention, then I recommend for you guys to start educating your clients on the importance of aftercare. Tip number 9 is lacking continuing your education. I've seen so many lash artists come into this industry who have probably even a longer time than me in the industry and are so stagnant, and they're wondering why they're not moving ahead or why their skills are not improving, but they have failed to continue their education. I'm 5 years in and I still take courses to grow and expand my skills, because I only know what I know, and maybe sometimes what I know just isn't so. Let's sit on that for a minute. Okay, there are things to learn, there are things to improve, and my skills can become better if I go out of my way and continue my education. So if you're a beginner lash artist, one, who has not taken a first training, and two, think they could do it on their own without having to pay somebody and go the whole duration of their career without actually investing in education, then you're gonna be so behind. I'm telling you, it's a lot better, and it's in your best interest to continue education, invest in good trainers, do your research when it comes to trainers. And if you would actually like for me to do a dedicated video all about this, then I can sit down and do one for you guys. But if money is the big issue of why you haven't invested and why you can't afford, maybe the trainer you want to go to is out of town, you can't travel with her, you want to stay up to date with trends, styles, techniques, and everything that's actually going to help you become a better lash artist. Because if you are stagnant, you are stuck, you don't know what it is that you're doing wrong, then there is something for everybody in Mayoy's Plus, okay? So tip number 11 is something that we all do, even me. There are times where I catch myself doing this, and it's going to happen, okay? It's not avoidable, but I'm telling you guys from experience, don't compare yourself to others. It's so easy to get caught up in what other people are doing and why you're not moving ahead, or why so-and-so started later on, but she's more successful than you. It's so easy to compare yourself, and I'm telling you guys, it's going to kill you. It's going to hurt your success. I recommend for you guys to focus on you and do what you need to do to better your skills. Do not go on Instagram or TikTok and start following so much lash artists and then get caught up on why so-and-so is doing better than you, okay? Comparison is a killer. So I recommend for you guys, again, to focus on yourself, do what you need to do to get ahead, and celebrate your achievements, okay? Focus on your own growth and do what you need to do. Tip number 12 is ignoring allergies and sensitivities. This is something that a lot of beginner lash artists don't understand. They think that by a client having a red eye, that means that they're having an allergic reaction, but most likely it was probably from the fumes. Maybe the tape or the iPad scratched their sclera. If these are things you don't understand, this is something that I do teach in my beginner classic course. So you need to understand the difference. That way, in case that does happen, you are fully prepared and you know and understand how to walk your client through it. Maybe they are having an allergic reaction and you think it's no big deal, but those lashes need to be removed right away. Maybe it's not even an allergic reaction and maybe it's just their eyes are bruised, okay? These are things you need to understand, and if what I just said confused you, then you definitely need to take my beginner classic online course. I go over all of this in that course, okay? Tip number 3 is failing to pre-book or educate your clients on the importance of 2 to 3 week fills. If this is something you do not do and you do not explain to your clients the importance of fills, and if you're having a hard time with your clients pre-booking or coming back in at the recommended time, they don't understand the difference between what a fill is or what a full set looks like, then I recommend for you guys to start doing that today, okay? Not only do you need to be doing a pre-consultation, but you also need to do an after consultation. The last 10 minutes of your appointment, when your client is getting ready to pay, you need to be going over the importance of maintenance, okay? Clients think that, oh, I don't need to come back within 4 to 6 weeks because I still have a lot of lashes left. But in reality, by the time they come in at 4 to 6 weeks, they're going to need a brand new set. But then they're sitting there wondering, well, I still have a few lashes left. Why are you charging me for a full set? Or they don't understand that by only having 3 lashes on each eye, technically is considered a full set. Okay, not only do we need to understand what a fill is and what a fill looks like, but we also need to be educating our clients, okay? If you have to show them pictures, show them pictures. But not only this, it's going to help your clients understand that, okay, at 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, depending how good their retention is, then that is the best time to book an appointment to keep up with their maintenance, okay? Lash extensions are not, okay, I'll get it when I want to type of thing, unless they're only getting it for a one-time thing. But if they actually want to maintain those lashes and keep them nice and full and pretty and looking beautiful, then 2 to 3 weeks is the recommended time. Anything after that calls for too much work on you, and they're gonna have a lot of grown outs. Say their lashes are lasting a little bit longer. Even at 3 weeks, their lashes, most to half of all of their lashes are fully grown out, okay? Remember the lash cycle. You need to explain the lash cycle to your clients. If that is something you do not know and you feel like I'm talking gibberish, then I recommend for you guys to take my beginner classic course because I walk you through all that. Tip number 14 is failing to maintain client records. This right here is super important. Not only does this go back to the consultation, this will just help you guys understand exactly what it is you did on your client. So avoid neglecting to keep detailed records of clients' information, including treatment history, allergies, and preference. This information is crucial for providing personalized service and tracking progress over time, which again goes back to the consultation. You need to be doing this beforehand. This just helps you understand, okay, this is exactly what I did on her last time. And if she were to come in and she'd be like, I want what you did on me last time, but then you're like, what did I do on you? Okay, taking pictures is super important. You always want to make sure you're taking pictures of the lash map and the style you did on them. Because if they come back in and they're like, I want what you gave me last time, but you don't even have a clue what you did on them, then this is actually going to hold you back so much, okay? So if you're not lash mapping, what I mean by lash mapping is actually drawing the numbers on their iPad. It will help you understand what style you're doing on them and the links you're using on them, okay? This is something I do explain in my beginner classic course, so if you need help, I recommend for you guys to jump on it right away so you guys can understand all this lingo that I'm talking about, okay? So client records is super important. It must be done during the consultation. Keep records of it. That way you know exactly what you're doing on them, and you can always pull it out when they come back in and you don't know what it is that you did on them, okay? After a while, you'll get used to it and you'll fully understand exactly what it is they got. So you won't need their consultation sheet anymore, but having it does help, especially as a beginner, okay? So last but not least, tip number 15 is underestimating the importance of practice, okay? I can tell you who's going to succeed in the industry and who is not just by how much practice they do, okay? If you were to tell me you only practice once a week, even on a mannequin once a week, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna have a hard time, girl. I'm being honest with you, okay? If you truly want to be a successful lash artist and if you truly want to succeed, I recommend for you to be practicing once a day. Okay, say you don't have a model or someone to practice on, like a real human being, then use a mannequin. This right here is going to help you out. But there's a difference between practicing on a mannequin than practicing on a real person. Okay, so if you've been on the mannequin for months now and you're too scared to get on a real person, that's going to hold you back so much, because again, there's a huge difference between doing the mannequin and doing a real person. Okay, so get over the fear and jump on a real person. I'm telling you, it's going to help you out tremendously. It's going to be hard, I promise you. When you get so used to practicing on the mannequin and then you jump on a real person, it is completely different. It might scare you, okay? I'm going to be straight up with you, and this is not to discourage you, but I was scared my first time around when I worked on somebody. It took me 12 hours, 2 days actually. If you guys don't know, I do have a lash journey video here on my channel, and I do talk a little bit about the beginning struggles of my journey. So if you guys would like to listen to it, then I will link it down below for you guys. But I'm telling you that it all comes down to practice, okay? Do not be scared to jump on a real person. That's where the real practice is at, okay? So again, if you're still on the mannequin, stop right now, get off the mannequin and start taking in real models. If you're truly serious about becoming a successful lash artist, that is what you need to do, okay? Everything that I have talked about today is what you need to be doing. So if you're doing any of these, as in not continuing education, not investing in education, not practicing, comparing yourself to others, rushing your application, not understanding adhesive, using bad quality products. Again, everything that I mentioned, that is the biggest reason why you are struggling today. Even if you're barely starting your journey today, or if you're a couple of months in, maybe even a year in, it doesn't matter. You can start implementing all of these today and take your business to the next level. And if you need guidance, if you need love, you need support, and you just need somebody to help you go on the right direction, I'm telling you guys, Yoy's Plus is where it's at. I just want to see you guys succeed. So if you found this video helpful, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you are new here, make sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on future lash content. Make sure to sign up to Yoy's Plus, take all my online courses, get certified today, be a part of something truly special and magical, and be a part of the biggest lash community there is, that is all about empowering and supporting each other and just uplifting each other, okay? And if you guys do have any comments or questions or concerns, make sure to drop them in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep killing it, babes, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.